Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. Today we're doing something different. We're looking at witch doll prices. Now I have actually wanted to do this video ever since I did my first how much are my scene dolls worth now video. And then recently I made this video on how have my scene doll prices changed in 4 years. I just uploaded this before filming this one. And I have thought about the witch doll video every now and again. I didn't realize that it has been 4 years and I have been thinking about making this video for 4 years. But I realized this now and I was like, hey, I need to get onto that. So I actually filmed this video once 4 years ago and never uploaded it and never edited it, and I felt like I didn't have enough insight into the witch doll market. So I'm gonna give you this disclaimer now that I don't know as much about witch dolls as I do about Winx dolls or my scene dolls, or maybe even Barbie. Although Barbie has a really big, large, wide history, but I definitely don't know as much about witch dolls as I do about Winx dolls. But witch and Winx have always historically been compared and always sort of also pitted against each other by fans, sometimes jokingly, sometimes seriously. And I am just really curious about what the witch doll market is like. Because I feel like while Witch and Winx in their heyday or in their golden years were very much compared, Witch and Winx have since had a very different directory. Like Winx has been continuously made somewhat. I know that there has been a large hiatus between season 8 and the reboot we're getting now, but there has never really been this sort of time where we have definitively felt in the Winx fandom that we're getting no more Winx, that this is it. There has never been a time where there has been this official statement that, hey, this is over now. But the Witch did end at one point. At one point there was no more Witch. The TV series only had 2 seasons, but the magazines kept going a good while, but then these stopped as well. They ran for 12 years, which is a great run, but they stopped more than 10 years ago. And recently we did have a Witch reboot. There's a sort of reboot, new comic style. I'll put some of the style up here on the screen. So there has been this soft reboot, and I've seen that they are sort of trying to revive Witch in ways as well. Like I've seen the comic book sort of collected volumes of the comic books are coming on sale. I've seen them sold here in Russian, but I know that they have been re-released in English as well. I feel like I've seen news on that. There has been talks of a Netflix adaptation. When the Winx Club adaptation came out, then I saw some articles when I was looking for materials for this video. I saw some articles speaking about how it could have been a Witch adaptation as well. So Witch has never really left like the public consciousness, and I feel like people still remember those comparisons between Witch and Winx. But in a way, Winx had a much longer run. And again, I am very much biased towards Winx. I have been a Winx fan for 20 years, and I'm not even trying to like hide the fact that I am biased about Winx, even just in the sense that I know so much more about Winx. But I have been really curious about seeing what the witch market was like, what the witch doll market is like. One of the reasons I actually wanted to film this video again, or why I was thinking about it again, is this doll listing from the Estonian auction site that I showed you in my last video or in my scene video as well. I am really tempted by this because I remember these dolls really well. I remember that we had the Italian company W.I.T.C.H's witch dolls, which is interesting because we never had Winx dolls by them. But I remember that we had the witch dolls, and I loved how their hair has tinsel and how their mouths have this little bit of glitter on them as well, quite a lot of glitter. And actually you can see their legs have a lot of glitter as well, and their wings. And I really loved these dolls as a kid. And I saw at one point they were really heavily discounted, so I was really tempted to get them. But I decided that my collection is mainly Winx Club focused and that I will keep my Winx Club focus. You can't ever have all of the dolls that you want, I feel. But I was still tempted by it. This place also has a lot of witch books and a lot of witch magazines, and I also saw one other witch doll here as well. This Hay Lin, which is like a casual outfit, but in a much rougher state. But we're mainly going to eBay just because we have mainly gone to eBay for other dolls, and I feel like that is a fair comparison. Now we'll see if I will have a hard time looking for witch dolls, because oh, actually no, it just straight up gives me witch dolls. Very good. Because when I was googling for witch images to use as background for this video, it was giving me like generic witches, so I am really glad that this isn't the case. But straight off the bat, I am actually really surprised by the first price that I'm seeing here, because the Italian Alien is here, and she is in not the best condition, but also the price is kind of insane. But there are always some insane prices on eBay, so let's take that with a grain of salt. There is also a Disney Store exclusive witch doll. I don't know a lot about witch dolls, but I just remember the W.I.T.C.H ones. I wonder if this one is newer. The original retail price was $18, and they are asking for $149. I love it. I love it when people don't even take off the original price, so that they can tell, you can tell how much more they are asking. Yeah, so this seems to be a Disney Store exclusive. There was the whole line with all of the girls. I like the Italian ones much better, but again, it might be just because I am biased towards them, because I remember them from my childhood. Now I remember these witch dolls were being sold here, and there were like 3 different heights. There was the medium height, then there was the bigger one, which was like a Barbie, or even a slightly bigger doll than the Barbie ones, because the Barbie ones, because they had like bigger heads, but they were like the bigger W.I.T.C.H Winx dolls, and then they had these really tiny, like almost keychain ones. There's the entire set. There's double Cornelia. These might be the keychain ones. I am so bad at like sizes. 7 inches. So it's 17 centimeters. Okay. So there we have the Italian. Okay, here it says signed sample prototype. Signed by who? Okay, so this one, at least they're like selling it, telling you that the autograph is worth so much. So again, we can't really compare. These are the medium-sized dolls that I was talking about. I can tell by the way the box is designed. And there's 60, which isn't too bad. But again, I think the bigger ones are the coolest ones. Like I remember these ones from my childhood very clearly. They are the 32 centimeter ones, and wow, these are expensive. 575. She should have tinsel. Yeah, she's the tinselly version. And here we can see Will. This version doesn't have the heart of the Kandrakar, but is again 325 pounds. So really quite a lot. But she does have the tinsel. She does have the little oh, okay. So I recently saw on one of the Estonian auction sites, again, I'm sorry I'm blabbing about them. I recently saw shoes there, and it was listed as Winx shoes, and I was like, I have no idea where these Winx shoes are from, but I think that they're actually not Winx shoes. I think they're witch shoes. I'm gonna show you guys. See, these. And I was like, I don't know a single Winx doll these could be for. But I don't think they're Winx doll shoes. I think that they are witch doll shoes. Because I think they're these ones, right? I love these. And I remember they were so cheap at one point because they would stand in the shelves quite a lot. And 325. Now I'm regretting not getting them when I could. But I think that's just the case with everyone. I wonder if I will regret not getting some of the dolls I see in stores now that I like sort of like, but not really. These ones I haven't seen. These ones definitely weren't sold in Estonia, but these are the new power ones when they get the power-ups. This only happened in the magazines, so I'm not surprised that I haven't seen those. The quality looks questionable. I don't know. I feel like the older ones look better. How do you feel? They look very fairy-esque here. I don't think the wings look the way that they do in the artwork. I think the wings look way more fairy-like. And sort of, yeah, she looks like she has Flora's wings, which she is Cornelia. But, and again, 325. Really surprised. 75, 325 again. I think it's the same seller. Are they all the same? Oh, they're all the same seller. Okay, this one is a different seller. That makes sense. If one person sets the price, then yeah. So again, we see the same seller here and here. See, this is something that, like, I will never be as shocked by in-box doll prices being really high than I will be from people who have their dolls where the outfit is missing, the hair is a mess, everything looks terrible, and then they want $55 for the privilege of me buying this. Oh, I remember these as well. I remember these couple bags really well. This one is 120, still pretty expensive. But I remember these being sold here as well. There was one with Will and her boyfriend, Matt as well, with Will and Matt. And yeah, this one with Cornelia and Caleb, super cute. Remember, this is another Disney store one. Yeah, she has really sagged in the box. It says Will here. Wait, yeah, that is Will. Is her hair discolored, or has it always been this brunette, I wonder? Yeah, this is Will. I thought that was Irma because she looks so brunette. Oh my god, and that price? She does come with 2 extra outfits, which is cool. And again, I don't really know if the Disney Store ones are that much more exclusive, but there doesn't seem to be like a huge price difference between these and the Italian ones. I am avoiding saying the name of the company because I'm still not very good at it. There's the Tarinay one. At least we have some new sellers now. Here's the medium-sized Cornelia. So the medium ones seem to be in roughly like 120 price range, 100. And the big ones are just really expensive. Here's one out of box, so that's nice. The price is much more reasonable, as it should be. As it should be, I think. I think this one is another newer one. Ooh, it's a music one. Did the Witch Girls have a band at one point as well? It seems like they did. Yeah, that's cool. I like Will has longer hair here, which is interesting. Um, they have done like the techno treatment with her, where her hair gets gradually longer and longer. Here again, apparently this is a science sample prototype. Don't know if that's true. Can't be the judge of that. Might be true. Not saying that it's not true, but also don't have the experience to tell you that it is true. There's a ballet line as well, which is cool. I appreciate that. I love how all the girls series have these similar lines. There's a concert line, there's a ballet line. We have a lot of out of box ones. I think this is maybe the same Hay Lin I saw in the Estonian site. Oh, minifigures! So these are really cute. They actually seem to be really terrible. Oh yeah, their faces are awful, but the idea is cute, right? And we have reached the end. I'm surprised by how few options there are. I am finding that I struggle to find Witch things as easily as I find Winx things because which is a generic word. I'm gonna go to Italian eBay for a sec and see what the prices are like there. Yeah, see, you get like random other witches. Okay, wow, this is a good lot. Is that per one doll? Do you get a random doll or something? Because there's no way they're giving you this entire lot for 33 euros, right? I see. Choose your favorite item. Yeah, so you get one for 33, but still, that is a pretty good deal. Baggage have defects. Still a pretty good deal. Still, I'm impressed. Here's Irma with the newer wings, 170. Here's Will with the kind of her heart. There's a Hay Lin, it's like a smaller version. I feel like I saw like these really tiny versions when I was young as well, but I can't see those here. And not the minifigures that we saw earlier. This one is out of box, 85, still pretty expensive, 381. I think this might be the same seller who's in yeah, it's the same seller that's in international eBay, but now we see the prices in euros rather than pounds because we're in Italian eBay. This one we haven't seen. I actually love, I almost said Bloom. I actually love Will's outfit here. The top is super cute. Yeah, I think this is one of the tiny dolls, but this isn't one I saw as a kid. But you know, this is more the size that I was talking about. Here's Matt and Will, 99, 399 for Will with the Kandahar heart. This is a good deal, and this too. Oh my god, Taranay, what have they done to you, my poor girl? 85 for Cornelia, might be the same seller we saw earlier. It's harder to see the seller here on Italian eBay because it's not. These are the tiny ones I was talking about. 30 euros, yeah. These are like the tiniest tiny ones that I remember. I remember three sizes: the medium ones, the tiny ones, and the big ones that we see here. 675, 400, 400, 287, 205, 381. I see a lot of the same listings that I saw when I was looking on international eBay, but here the prices are in euros, and there are some extra listings here I feel that I didn't see in the international eBay. But here's that brunette Will that we saw earlier for 2007. And we're getting a lot of Winx witches as well. I think this is one of the cheapest I've seen for the bigger W.I.T.C.H, but there seems to be like some sun damage or something here as well. Yeah, here we just straight up have Bloom. That's an interesting line. 280. I think Taranay looks nice here. There's a future look Cornelia as well. Another Bloom. So what have we learned? I do think that witch dolls are harder to find just because of the name witch, for instance. But I also think witch dolls are harder to find because there were less of them made by different companies. Like Winx Club has Jax, Winx Club has W.I.T.C.H, both old and new. Winx Club has Witty Toys, Simba. We have so many different doll brands, I might have even missed some. But when looking at doll prices, I feel like they are surprisingly similar to Winx. Like we can compare the same companies because the same Italian company made both Witch and Winx dolls, and I feel like when it comes to inbox dolls, the prices are actually very similar. In reality, like W.I.T.C.H Winx dolls are kind of hard to find as well, and they weren't sold here, and the Witch ones were sold here. So I feel like, yeah, Witch has less dolls, but they're not less popular, or at least they're not cheaper. The price range actually seems to be very similar, and it's quite hard to find anything in box for under 100 euros, especially when we're talking about these really big dolls. The medium ones, we found a few that were like 30 euros and stuff, which is quite a good deal, I think. But they never made a lot of like really small Winx dolls. Like there are Winx figures and stuff, but there weren't like a iconic line of Winx dolls that were smaller in sizes, so it's hard to compare. And we don't have to compare, but I'm not really gonna compare because most of my channel is Winx Club related. So yeah, I think the prices are pretty high. I was maybe hoping that maybe they're not as high as Winx doll prices, but they are. I wouldn't say that they're much cheaper, which doesn't have like a Mattel Glam Enchantix line. I feel there isn't like one line that's really popular and that's always going up in thousands. There is the new Witch Power, but I feel like these dolls weren't significantly more expensive or cheaper than the old powers, and I like the designs of the old powers better myself. If you're a witch doll fan and I have now somehow greatly offended you by not knowing some of the intricacies or some of the lines that are really popular, if you know something about witch dolls that you felt was important and that I didn't cover in this video, some lines or something about the Disney store dolls, because I had never come across these personally myself, then please let me know. Let me know in the comments below, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Most of my videos are about Winx Club or doll content. I do different kinds of videos. I also do some convention content and some Japanese fashion content. So if any of that interests you, you know what to do. Subscribe, leave this video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you have anything that you would like to see me cover here, then make sure to put it in the comments. I do read comments, I usually reply to comments, so if you have any ideas and thoughts and feelings, feel free to express them. And I'll see you in another video. Bye!